Good morning, rising stars. How are you feeling today? It's another beautiful day. I just wanted to get on to do a simple art activity with you guys using some of the um, normal materials that we would have at our disposal at home. So to begin, we are going to say our artistry affirmation. Repeat after me. I am an artist. What I imagine, I can create. My life is a stage of possibilities, but there is no possibility I will ever quit. My voice will be heard. My dance will remove all fear. My drama will command an applause. To make use of my talent is why I am here. I am an artist. What I imagine, I can create. My creativity is a gift I must share with the world. Ashe. Today we are going to work on a pirate ship. And before we begin, what you are going to need: a cereal box, paper towel or toilet tissue roll, a pair of scissors, glue, and crayons. So what you're going to do first is find an old cereal box, and we are going to cut it open. Again, this is another activity that you can do multiple of as long as you have the available materials. You are going to cut off your flaps. And voila, you have your canvas of where your work is going to be. Today we are going to use, in this art activity, the elements: lines, shapes, value, and color. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to think, what time of day is it? Is it daytime? Is it nighttime? Is the sun just beginning to set or rise? I am going to use sunset for my background. And again, when you're doing backgrounds and things like that, you want to think of the value. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our crayons and we're going to begin to color from top to bottom using value of color. We're going to use the darker colors and go down to the lighter colors. And when we begin to color, we're going to make sure that we're not coloring dark and straight across. We're going to leave some space in between because the colors need to mesh between each other. So I'm going to start coloring. I have this purple color that I'm going to use. And as you see, I left space in between. Next, I'm going to use a lighter color to go in between that purple color. And I'm going to bring it a little under the purple because the next color will go between that as well. Here's my next color. And I'm going to keep going until I pretty much use all those colors in my sky. Make sure I have my yellow in there. So those are all the colors that I want to use for my sunset. And I can bring the yellow down a little bit more just because. Go across there. And that looks good. Good job. Next, I'm going to take a white piece of paper. Plain white piece of paper. And I am going to use the colors of water because pirate ships travel in water. So I have some blue, I have some green. I'm going to add some more colors in my hand. As many colors as you can think of that will remind you of water. So I have 5 colors. And I'm going to hold them in my hand just like so. Bunched up. And I'm going to color using what we call wavy or spiral technique of line all across the paper. As you can begin to see what that looks like. Okay? Now, truthfully, you only need half of the paper, so I'm only going to color half, and then I'm going to cut the other half off. And you can go over spirals as much as you want to. Remember, the rushing water is not still, so you want it to give that illusion that the water is moving in the ocean. Go over it several times. Great. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the other half off because I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use it later, but not right now. So now I have this half. I am going to use the wavy technique as I cut. So I'm going to let you see what I'm doing. Up and down using the wave technique. Good. So now I have 2 different sides. We are going to glue this onto our canvas. This is because we're talking about a sea. Normally when you do canvases and you're thinking about landforms, like if you were thinking about mountains, you would call this a landscape. If you were talking about doing a canvas of a city, it would be called a cityscape. But because we're doing a picture of a pirate ship on the sea, what do you think this one is called? You are correct if you said seascape. This is a seascape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper and take my glue, and I am going to go across the tip of the side that is straight, not the wavy part, the tip of the side that is straight. And I'm going to put my glue on that side, as you can see. And then I'm going to glue it down to my paper. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Now, if you need some more paper, because just like mine's ran off on the edge, there wasn't enough space on the edge part. That's fine. You can just add more paper in. So you can get an idea. So I'm just missing a piece of paper here and here. I can just add in using the other piece of paper that I had left over. Adding a couple of more pieces in. So I'm going to just cut off the tip here. And I'm still going to use that spiral line technique to add some more color to this paper. This is fun, isn't it? Wonderful. Now I'm going to still do the wavy technique on here. This time I'm going to do it widthwise, just so that I can make sure I'm catching it. Good. So I'm going to take one part and glue it down. And then I'll take the last piece. And glue it down. Great. So now I have my C. Next, you're going to take a paper towel roll and you're going to cut it straight up the center and open it. You're going to take a brown crayon and you're going to color across your paper towel roll. And then you're also going to need a black crayon. To decorate your ship. So for me, I want my ship to have windows. I'm going to give my ship 3 windows. And I'm doing them in the shape of an oval. And I want my ship to have lines going across. That's my ship. Next, I'm going to cut the shape of my ship out. However you want your ship to be shaped. And cut the corners off so that it's nice and rounded. So here's my ship. And then I'm going to glue it down in between my 2 waves that I have. 2 sets of waves. I'm going to glue it down between the 2 sets of waves that I have. And you may have to put a good amount of glue in there because this is cardboard and you want it to stick to your paper. So I'm going to show you a little trick. Put as much glue on there as you can. Put it in between the waves. And hold it down. You're going to take your paper. See how it's between the waves? That's where my ship is. And I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to rub and rub and rub and rub to a count of 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Great. Next, I'm going to take my black crayon and I'm going to draw a pole in the front of my ship, a long pole in the center of my ship, and 2 shorter poles on each side of the longer pole. This is where the extra piece of paper comes in. You're going to use these papers to create what we call the wind catchers. The sails. And for our pirate flag. So some people, when you think of pirates, you think of skulls, you think of eye patches. Well, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do a heart on the front of my boat because I just love hearts. So I'm going to do one there. That is going to be the part that goes on the front of my pole. Then I also love music. So I'm going to decorate another one using a musical note. I also love basketball. So I'm going to do a basketball on another one. Do a basketball. Y'all forgive me if it doesn't look exactly like a basketball, but you know. Do a basketball. And I'm going to do smaller hearts in the last one. Because I just love hearts. You can design yours any way you would want to. It doesn't have to look like mine. But I'll continue to fill this out until I'm done making all my hearts on there. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold the tabs on the corners. So you have little flaps, just like this. Get a little closer. And you're going to put glue on those tabs. Just the tabs that are folded in. And you're going to make sure you can see your black crayon above your tab and below your tab. I'm going to do the same thing with my basketball one. Fold those tabs. Put some glue on it. Glue it down. And my last one is my musical note. Going to fold the tab on that. And I'm going to glue it down. And my pirate flag. My heart. Now you can add more things to this, like birds. This is my pirate ship. Super easy, super cute. Again, yours will be a little bit different. Make sure that your poles, you can see them above and below your sails. Very nice and simple. You can add some birds in there. And there's a pirate ship. I hope you enjoyed our art activity today. If you need any assistance, this video will be up for your viewing on YouTube. Talk to you later.